What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, talking today about Shenmue 3, because right now I have a couple minutes to spare. Honestly, I'm trying to install the 100GB day 1 patch of The Division 2, so I've got a moment to just sit and talk. This weekend we got a new trailer featuring a bunch of gameplay for Shenmue 3, and I know a lot of people have been asking my opinion on it because I am a giant Shenmue fanboy. I actually own just about everything you can possibly imagine Shenmue related. In fact, these are the collector's editions of the Shenmue HD remake from around the world. This one's actually in French. I can't even read it, but it's just so freaking cool having the ones from Japan and stuff. This series means a lot to me, but I've seen some people a little bit worried about this trailer because it is a little bit low budget looking. I feel like people need to sort of restructure their frame of mind. So let's just kind of break this down. The original Shenmue 1 and 2 were actually the most expensive games in the world back when they were originally made. That is a true fact. They cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make back when the average game cost about $9 or $12 million to create. So of course, it has crazy graphics, crazy programming that has stood the test of time. Whereas these new games, Shenmue 3, it looks a little bit raw and rough. But to me, I'm totally cool with this. And mostly because this is now an indie project. They're making this on a shoestring budget, and even still, honestly, I think the graphics look superb. The new art is really, really cool, and yes, the facial animation still aren't the best, but I can still really respect what they're doing with this. The biggest thing in the trailer that really kind of just sucked my attention in is the fact that we're finally getting a real chance to see combat and the new conversation system. So recently they came out with a magazine, which was Edge, and in this there was a huge, giant interview with the director, Ryo Hazuki, talking about all the major changes they're making to Shenmue 3 over Shenmue 1 and 2. And one of the things he actually centered on is the fact that he wants to try and make the world even more alive and make it where we get more of a chance to play a role in it. And this gameplay trailer that we got to see on Saturday, it really kind of showed that off for the first time. There were things like you could actually see him trying to build up a rapport with a particular character, trying to basically help the people in the village out by doing specific quests to make them happy. And it seems like these are not main quest involved. It seems like this is one of those games where there is an ambiguous way to progress. Now, the other thing that's really cool to me is definitely the combat system, which also seems to be very much changed. It seems like it's going to have a stamina system now, according to some of the interviews, that'll make it where you can't just do the same punch-kick combos over and over again like you could in Shenmue 1. One of the weird things that you could do in the early Shenmue games is that there were just certain ways you could exploit the fighting system. Like one of the things I do sometimes if there was like a really tough boss fight is I could literally just run in circles doing a jump kick over and over again and nobody could stop me because, I mean, what are they going to do? I'm the infinite energy teenager with kung fu powers. This will not apparently be possible in Shenmue 3 simply because now your character actually is going to get exasperated if he's too action-packed. And I think this is interesting because now we're actually getting just a small taste of that in this trailer. I guess what it really boils down to is that I'm still just so excited to see this game exist. I understand that a lot of people are hoping that this game will be just as tremendously epic and advanced as the early games were, but I think you just need to try and realize this is a much tinier team with a tinier vision in mind. But even still, I'm so thrilled to see it come into existence. Like, let me just make an analogy. So I'm somebody who absolutely loves the dot hack stuff. Anything dot hack. Roots, Link, Sign, all of that stuff is super, super great. I especially love all the dot hack games. Well, this is something that came out which is sort of a crossover manga. It actually got all the characters and brought them together for a super epic cool fight where they're all brainwashed and have to battle each other. Is this very, very different from the rest of the dot hack stuff? Yeah, absolutely. But it does add on to the universe. It does something different. And that's sort of the thing, is that I'm just so happy that we're getting some closure. Shenmue 3 is a project I've literally waited 20 years to play, so finally getting a chance to just have even one chance to fight Lan Di. A real opportunity to sort of get that vengeance that we deserve, that fans of this saga have always really sought, is great. I mean, I'll just say it, I've put $200 into the Kickstarter for Shenmue 3, and if we even get to throw one punch at Lan Di, every penny of that is worth it. This universe means so much to me. I've always wanted some sort of conclusion. I am still a little bit worried that we won't get that. I am worried that this game will have a cliffhanger and we'll have to wait for Shenmue 4. I'm just looking for some sort of closure. Maybe if it's not the total ending, I'd still like to see at least some sort of bookmark. Give us some sort of chance of Ryo to have some sort of vengeance sought. Either way, I'm thrilled. I'm so excited that we should be getting a demo relatively soon, and of course, the final release date is only a couple months away. But what do you guys think about it? Are you as excited to finally get the chance to play Shenmue 3 as I am? Are you somebody who's relatively new to the storyline? Maybe you just picked it up when they did the re-releases, and even so, I'm actually curious what all of you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Ooh man, the fact that Shenmue exists, it's a good time to be alive. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.